the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. On 2nd and 12, Wilson. And that's incomplete.
Always so many storylines when you're playing January football. And, Charles, you talk about this offense, their head coach, it's his first time in charge in the playoffs. And I think you and I were both kind of surprised by his demeanor and specifically his comments and his confidence at the press conference where he really all but guaranteed a victory.
Yeah, I was a little bit taken aback because you don't normally see that. And on one hand, it's like, all right, cool. He feels great about his team. But on the other hand, I don't think it's in his best interest to do that. How many playoff games has he won again, Brandon?
None.
So there's your answer right there. I get
a pass for Sutton is intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
On 2nd and goal, Rodgers. Touchdown! It's complete.
Tyron Johnson.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders will strike first here, this wild card matchup.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll just take a seat in the driveway to get at the 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. There's Wilson to throw.
They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick.
And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson.
taken down. Back in his own 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back when he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. Steps away to his left. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs.
Of course we think of Aaron Rodgers as a pocket passer, but you and I both know this guy's a pure athlete. He can get outside and make plays with his legs as well.
And showed it right there outside of the pocket and on the money. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 46-yard line.
To throw is Rodgers. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. He's got a man, complete. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15. It's a big play there for Vegas. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now Rodgers. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Raiders lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ballgame. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing is Wilson. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They go play action with Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 34. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
7 yards, the pickup there. From the 27, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Wilson will throw again. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would...
They've got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play there for the Raiders. Rodgers now on first down. Here's Johnson with a reception. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Here's Rodgers. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Raiders continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Wilson. This is Gordon on the dump off. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a second down. To throw again is Wilson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Wilson. And that's checked down to Gordon. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Broncos get a bit closer. McManus's point after is good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. On first down, Rodgers. He'll get that complete to Parkinson. That catch good for only a couple.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8 at the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play there for the Raiders. On first down, it's Jacobs. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. To throw, it's Rodgers. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Rodgers going to throw. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Raiders. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. He'll go up top here for Hamler. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They go play action now. Wilson. He completes this to Sutton. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Play action. It's Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Play action. Now Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
Fourth down. Here's Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to?
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Second and 11 at the 16-yard line.
Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Albert Okuebuna there to make the grab. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Russell Wilson now will bring his guys up to go for 2. Wilson going to throw for it.
And the Broncos are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play...
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there.
2 yards. And the Raider first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Rodgers. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game.
And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and go. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. On first down, Wilson.
He'll get this to Hamler over the middle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Again, Wilson. And he'll just get rid of it.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's second and 10.
They go play action with Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Rocky Sin.
And the Raiders are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, I want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. So
the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson.
He'll get that complete to Alberto.
And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10.
Throwing is Wilson. To Gordon, out left.
And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
At the 6-yard line.
Here's Wilson.
And this is taken in by Hamler for a Bronco touchdown.
It's a 6-yard touchdown pass, and the Broncos cut into that lead. Russell Wilson now will bring his guys up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They won more. Here comes an onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he's got room. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big play there for the Raiders. Here's Rodgers to throw. Touchdown, Raiders. That's caught. Josh Jacobs from 4 yards out. And the Raiders get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes where those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far,
he's got him in, complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Raiders 52, Broncos 23.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. A throw left side, hold in by Hamler. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Now it's Wilson. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Rodgers now to throw. It's caught by Jackson. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
A gain of 13 on the play. It's now 3rd and 4.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's A.J. Cole now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has got pressure, gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. To try again after the sack. Wilson. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Wilson. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. 2nd down now. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And at this point, maybe you say, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division, but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jerry Jeudy saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And this is going to be intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
And they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up.
I was going to say, don't. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And it's a defensive return for a late touchdown. So they still need somewhat of a miracle here, but at least that gets them a little bit closer. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. That's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
It's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
They'll run on 1st down. Jacobs. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
second down at 5. Now Rodgers. Rolling to his right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw, Rodgers. They've got his man, complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Vegas.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Rodgers to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Colby Parkinson there to make the grab. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Here comes Rodgers now as they go for the two-point conversion. Rodgers will throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a two-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Oh, that's true. You've said that before. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play action. Now Wilson. He'll buy some time right. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Extra point from McManus is good, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a two-point conversion. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And a disappointing way to close out the season. You got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit. But they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have played a little bit better. So if they get in this position again, they'll be ready to win.